Did y'all see Netta and Charles on the Auntie podcast?
When we on set and we doing videos and stuff, we are playing a character, okay? Mm-hmm. We are playing a character, okay?
Mm-hmm. But that could be your personality, and this is what we do.
That's not my personality. That's my character. That's fake. That's my character. That's fake.
Now you done fucked up.
I done fucked up.
It was a flaming hot mess. And yet again, here we are.
I told y'all niggas. Y'all thought I was slim, but I told y'all niggas.
Y'all was calling black trans women transphobic to defend the character of Miss Netta. And the shade is, Netta is really the one who's transphobic.
I'm not no transsexual. I ain't no whatever the else community or whatever they got going on.
And all the drag queens I know take it as a compliment when people assume that they're trans. Because again, it validates their artistry, it validates their character, it validates their illusion. But Netta didn't seem to take it as a compliment. In fact, she seemed to take it as an insult.
I don't think I'm a transsexual. I don't think I'm a whatever the other name they got. I don't like calling them.
Every time she's asked, it's very much given, don't classify me with those crazy people.
I'm not no transsexual. I ain't no whatever the else community or whatever they got going on.
Now, me personally, I think it's more crazy for you to want to be considered a woman and want to use she, her pronouns, and you was assigned male at birth, but you don't want to consider yourself trans. Now, to me, that's crazy. But that's just my opinion. Because, I mean, literally, that's the definition of trans, but to each his own. I just want y'all to take that into consideration the next time y'all talk about Miss Netta and transphobia. Now, some of y'all are always going to feel hit because you and or your mama look like Mrs. Netta. But just know it's not transphobia. This is what being transphobic toward Miss Netta looks like.
What's the next topic, Kendall?
Charles and Miss Netta.
Because that's what I want to say about Charles and Miss Netta. I want to interview them.
Why?
I find them terribly interesting.
That man is from Alabama.
Who? Both of them. Both.
Netta or whatever.
She goes by she, don't she?
Miss. Yeah.
I don't know, but I know you saw that big print in that hideous jumpsuit that she wore.
Tuck out like what? You can see my nuts. You know these testicles.
She took this special needs man in because he was homeless.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Because she did, she
I like you calling her she. You respecting what she like.
Whatever she's supposed to be. She, he, whatever.
It's she.
It's a spirit of delusion and confusion.
But if she likes to be recognized as she.
I don't believe in that.
So if somebody don't want to be. So
you are what you were born with. You you are anatomically and biologically.
But that doesn't make any sense.
You understand the assignment? You see how those insults went from being personal to Miss Netta to being about the trans community as a whole. This bootleg church transy clearly has some heat on their chest towards the trans community as a whole, not just Miss Netta. Are y'all catching? Do we need to dissect it more? Hey, friend, hey. Over here.
Trigger warning.
No problem. I could definitely break down the difference between insulting a trans person specifically and being transphobic. Quick example. If you were to call me a chicken nugget shaped transformer, that would be an insult to me. If you were to call me a chicken nugget shaped tranny, that would be transphobic. Because the word tranny itself has been deemed offensive because of its history. Just like the word nigger. If a non-black person calls a black person a nigger, then there are a lot of black people who are going to be offended because of the history of the word. To call Miss Netta a man is not transphobic because Miss Netta has told us that she was assigned male at birth, and Miss Netta has also told us that she does not identify as transgender. Assigned male at birth and not trans man. To call Miss Netta a tranny is transphobic because of the history of the word tranny. In the same way that if a non-black person was to call a dark-skinned Samoan nigger, it would be offensive because of the history of the word. That Samoan person is not technically a black American, but using that word is offensive to the group that it's meant for, i.e. black Americans. You're giving the FUs to that entire group of people who have nothing to do with that issue that you had with that particular person. It's like if I said I can't stand Jada Pinkett Smith. I hate all black women. I've made it about an entire group of people when I'm only supposed to be talking about one person. Example.
That man is from Alabama.
Who? Both of them. Both.
Netta or whatever.
Yes, she goes by she, don't she?
Based on what we know, Miss Netta is a man. So this is not transphobia toward Miss Netta. But if you said this about an actual trans woman, it would be transphobic. If you were to call me a man, that would be transphobic because I made it clear that I don't feel comfortable with people referring to me as a man. I don't feel like I represent manhood.
If she likes to be recognized as she,
I don't believe in that.
So if somebody don't want to be,
you are what you were born with. You you are anatomically and biologically.
But that doesn't.
The whole I don't believe in that. You're born whatever you're born, whatever you are biologically and anatomically. All of that is transphobic. Speaking ill of an entire group of people when you only supposed to be talking about one person. We ain't got nothing to do with you and Miss Netta or whoever else. So when you bring us into it, then you have an issue with the entire trans community. Again, just like when a non-black person calls a black person nigger. You done brought the whole black community into it. We ain't have nothing to do with whatever you had going on with that specific black person. Y'all got it? Am I making sense?